Hi, I'm Creslyn Brose and I go to the University of Kentucky. So when it came to recruiting, I was definitely like a late bloomer. I didn't really peak until my senior year of high school, and normally like junior year is when you're trying to get recruited. So I would email all the schools, and I emailed Kentucky, but they never got back to me. And so then I went on 2 officials, and then Kentucky ended up reaching out to me, and I ended up going on an official, and I absolutely fell in love with the school and the program and everything about it. And so I ended up committing there, and I have never been happier, so I love it there. When I compete floor, I don't really get super nervous. I don't know, I'm more excited. Obviously there's a little bit of nerves, but I'm excited to go out there and just show what I got. Before that meet though, I was actually talking to one of my teammates, and I was telling her that I just felt like I was never gonna get the 10, just because there was a slight judging rule change this year, and so it was gonna be a lot more challenging. And I went into that meet just making sure I was not putting too much pressure on myself and just enjoying it, because that was senior night, it was our last home meet. And so I was like, I'm just gonna enjoy the moment and just do what I can for the team. And before I went for my floor routine, I looked at my teammate Annie, and she films our floor routines, and I looked at her and she's like, are you gonna get a 10? I was like, girl, I'm gonna get a 12. And so then I went out there and I did my floor routine. And after that double pike, that was one of my best double pikes I think I've competed. So I was like, okay, we can't let this one slide. So it was just, I did my routine, ended up all being great, and I ended up getting my 10, and that was probably one of the most special moments, especially because it was our last home meet senior night. That was the first 10 in our newly renovated Memorial Coliseum, so it was a really, really cool experience. I would say meets after, a meet after that, especially the one right after, I don't remember exactly which meet that was. I put a little bit of pressure on myself, being like, okay, I got it once, I want to get it again. But I also realized my floor routine, I go out there and do my thing, and it ends up getting a decently good score. So I just needed to not put pressure on myself, because sometimes pressure can make you kind of change the way you do your skills, which can lead to not the best score. So I just went out there, I'm like, I'm just gonna have fun. At the end of the day, that's what matters. So I just go out there and have fun, and whatever score I get is the one I get. So I would just say don't put a lot of pressure on yourself, because sometimes that can change the way you do things. I would say first, make sure the basics are there, because it's hard to do big skills with not the best basics. But I would also say when it comes to mindset, I would say the most important thing is to go out there and have fun. If you're having fun, that's what matters. Those are the memories that you're gonna remember. But then also don't put a lot of pressure on yourself, because doing that again will lead to change in the way you do skills. Especially if you have a skill and it's consistent, that's all you need to focus on, is that I know I can do this. And you just need to go out there and do your thing, and then whatever score you get is the score you get, and sometimes that can lead to perfection, so it's really cool.